So, hello everybody. My name is Sergio Sastre, and I've been doing Android development for over 10 years. And regarding screenshot testing, I've written many blog posts, and I've done plenty of open source contributions on the matter. So during the next 20 minutes, I can assure you that you are in good hands. So, before talking about the screenshot testing, let's recap briefly how to integrate it in the development process, right? So we have, unlike in unit tests, two tasks, sorry for the German word, record to generate screenshot files out of the view, and verify that also generates screenshot files, but it also compares it to one that we have previously recorded. So let's see how these tasks are used. So first of all, we want to write UI code for a new feature, yeah? And we also want to write the screenshot test for that UI. So after that, we run the record task locally, which generates a screenshot file for each test. And this screenshot file will be included in our pull request. And after the pull request is approved, we merge it. And this screenshot file is uploaded to the CI and is taken as a reference for that screenshot test. So later on, after a while, somebody refactors the UI that we have covered with that screenshot test and then creates a new pull request. This new pull request triggers the verify task, which, first of all, generates a screenshot file, and then this screenshot file is compared pixel by pixel to the file that is taken as a reference. So if both files are different, then the test fails, meaning that with the new code changes, the UI is broken. So all good, then, yeah. In Android, we have many libraries that provide this record and verify task. So I will mention the most popular ones, which are these 6. On the top, we have those libraries that require a device or emulator. And down, we have those that require that does not require device or emulator, can run on the JVM. So, yeah, the JVM libraries can also be split into 2 groups, those that use layout-lib, which is what Android Studio uses to render previews, and those that use Roboelectric. This is actually important because bugs in the layout-lib will affect Paparazzi as well as Compose Preview, but not Roboelectric, and also vice versa with Roboelectric. Let's talk about Compose, brand new preview screenshot testing tool. So, with Compose Preview, you do not need to write unit tests at all. Just execute the record and verify tasks. But usually previews are located in the main source, right? However, Compose Preview requires them to be located in the new screenshot test source, which is a new source that is available from Android Grader plugin 8.5, if I recall correctly. So this means that you first need to copy-paste your previews from main into a screenshot test source, and then you can run them with Compose Preview. So what if you are already using any of the other libraries? Does it mean that you have to migrate to Compose, to this Google's Compose Preview to generate screenshot tests out of the previews? Not really. So you'll need to use a library that is called Composable Preview Scanner, which basically provides all the previews that are in main, and then one parameterized test, JUnit test parameterized, which you will feed with the previews that you get from this Composable Preview Scanner. I'm actually the author of this library. It's very new, less than 1 month. If you are already using Roborazzi, Paparazzi, or any instrumentation-based library, I recommend that you take a look at it. It's documented how to integrate it. Roborazzi will also integrate it out of the box. And moreover, it also provides preview parameters like locale, UI mode, font scale, what you can map to be used with any of the screenshot libraries. And that's something that is not available in libraries like Showcase, if you have heard of it. So something you might be thinking is okay, Sergio, but previews only works with Compose. What if we are still using the Android views like view holders, like the one you see here? I have good news. That's not an issue. So we can wrap the view holder with an Android view composable and create a preview out of it, and even add another preview for dark mode. So now we can use the tools that I've mentioned previously to generate a screenshot test out of them. So the reality is that our customers use the app under many different configurations. Yeah? So for instance, different languages, light or dark mode, font scales, and so on. And that's when a screenshot test becomes powerful, because you can use them to verify what the UI looks like under all those configurations automatically. So let's see what configurations each library supports. So for paparazzi, everything works out of the box with a test rule. For Roborazzi, it uses Roboelectric, which lets you set all these configurations in a dash separated string, except the custom themes for views, maybe, which is also possible, but not through this string, so it becomes a little bit unintuitive. With Compose Preview, everything is possible as well. For orientation, for example, in the preview, you can give a parameter that is called device, where you can set, it's a comma-separated string, where you can set the width and height of the device, the density, and also the orientation. And with the custom theme, as we have seen previously, you wrap it with an Android view composable, which provides a context, and you can use a context theme wrapper to apply the theme. Then we have Android Testify, which does not support UI mode and custom theme, and Shot and Drop Shots that supports nothing. There is, however, one library that fills the gap. Yeah? So with this library, you can actually, for any library, write a screenshot test under all the configurations, which is called Android UI Testing Utils. I'm the author of it. It's free, completely free, open source, yeah. So now let's go to instrumentation-based screenshot testing, and then I will talk about JVM-based libraries. So we're gonna compare them, and for that we're gonna consider the following aspects. The first one is how easy they are to configure. So with Shot it's a little bit problematic if you are using Kotlin Gradle scripts instead of Groovy. It might not work. With Dropshots, it's very easy. It works almost out of the box. With Android Testify, it's also very easy. Only if you have some special configuration, like some modules inside modules, you need to configure a little bit more the library, the plugin, but it's also pretty easy. Then tolerance. Tolerance is the percentage of pixels that need to match for two screenshots to be considered the same. This is necessary because in a screenshot testing, yeah, there is also flakiness, as we will see later. And well, with Shot, you can only set a general tolerance for all the tests. So if one test requires low tolerance, could happen that other tests will pass, although the UI is broken, which is bad. For Dropshots and Android Testify, you can configure it for every single test, which gives you a lot of flexibility. Record and verify. So with Shot, you can do it only from the command line. With Dropshots, you can do it also from Android Studio, but for that, you have to set a Gradle property that will tell Android Studio, okay, now when I press the green button, it's recording or it's verifying. With Android Testify, there is actually an Android Studio plugin. The only thing with Android Testify is that you can only record one screenshot in every test. So if you are testing animations, like want to generate a screenshot file of a view at different points of time in the same test, it's not possible. One thing, Gradle managed devices, which actually simplifies a lot screenshot testing with emulators because they handle starting of emulators and so on. It's not supported out of the box, requires some special configuration, and Android Testify is the only one that supports it, which is a very nice feature, by the way. And then test reports. So all of them provide test reports with diffs, but the one from Shot is really, really nice. So reporting is very important for you. Shot is probably the way to go. So that was it. Now let's go to JVM-based screenshot testing. And here we're going to compare even more things. So let's start. So AGP dependency. So Paparazzi and Compose Preview are very tightly coupled to AGP. And some bug fixes might require that you also update AGP, not only the version of the library. And some AGP updates might be hard, like upgrading to AGP 8, which took several months in my project. So something to consider maybe. Roborazzi is independent from AGP, and you can even, if you are using Basel instead of Gradle, you can even use it. With the other tools, you cannot. Compose multi-platform. So Roborazzi also supports Compose multi-platform. For Android, it uses Roboelectric. For desktop, it uses Skiko or something like that. For iOS, I don't know, but it's supported. Then, if your project has dynamic feature modules, so modules that are downloaded lazily on demand, Roboelectric does not support it. Since Roborazzi uses Roboelectric, it does not support it either. Maybe something to consider. Library options, now there are plenty of them for Paparazzi and Roborazzi. Yeah, so some of them are very nice, like accessibility test, screenshot test, or animations, so they generate a GIF. With Compose Preview, still nothing, but it's coming. Then writing test. So for Paparazzi and Roborazzi, you still have to write unit test. With Compose Preview, it's auto-generated, as I said. The only thing is that the previews have to be located in the screenshot test source. Let's continue with the second one. So record and verify, Paparazzi and Roborazzi, all good. Command line and Android Studio. With Compose Preview, yeah, for now only from the command line, but they are already working on integration with Android Studio. It's coming. Activities and fragments. If you want to screenshot activities and fragments, only with Roborazzi it's possible because Roboelectric supports activity and fragments and scenarios. Then API levels. With Compose Preview, in Paparazzi there is an issue, it's not possible. With Compose Preview, you can. There is a preview parameter that is API level, and it works since the last version that is Alpha 02. Before not. And then with Roborazzi, it also works pretty fine, only if you have views with shadows or elevation, you have to use API level 31 plus and configure something in Roboelectric as well. Side effects. This is, for example, when you are in a lazy column and initially you want to scroll to the bottom or to show, for example, snack bars. With Paparazzi and Compose Preview, does not work because of LioLib. With Roborazzi, you can, screenshot test snack bars, for example. Then, complex animations for views, not Compose, for views. We have seen that it's possible. The problem is basically when there are animations that are happening simultaneously, LioLib does not render the UI state after all animations finish, so something in between, and the screenshot is probably not what you expect. So, with Roborazzi is everything fine, at least from what I've tested. So, now we talk about instrumentation and JVM-based libraries. When should you prefer each one? Well, what's better? It depends. For the best fidelity, use instrumentation and screenshot test. Yeah, because although LioLib and Roboelectric rendering are pretty accurate, it is not what runs on the devices, and therefore they are not always exact, and thus I can confirm it. But in 95% you are fine. Then the advantages of JVM is that it's very fast, you don't have to start emulators, you don't have to care about them, and that also means that it's less flaky, because you won't get like freezing emulators on the CI or locally, insufficient storage, disk space, whatever from the device. Yeah, it's just less flaky. So it could be that after this, you're still undecided, so what if I choose the wrong library? You could also write what I call cross-library screenshot test. The sample that you see here is an example of what such a test looks like with the library Android UI testing utils that I mentioned before. I think it's pretty intuitive. This lets you run the test with the plugin of the library that you have configured. So meaning you could run these commands for Paparazzi and Roborazzi. You don't have to change the test at all. Or for instrumentation-based test, you could run also those commands. So support for Google Compose Preview tool is on the roadmap. As I said, I'm the author of this library. It's completely free, I want to say, yeah? Yeah, and it provides support for views as well as composables. So, we've seen the strong and weak points of each library, but you might want to try things on your own. So there is also a repo that I created that is called Android Screenshot Testing Playground. There you have ready to execute a screenshot test for all these libraries that I've mentioned, and also cross-library screenshot tests. There are examples for Android views, Jetpack Compose, Compose previews, activities, fragments, everything. I'm also honored to say that this repo won one of the Google Open Source Peer Bonus in 2024, which is an award that Google gives to great open source projects. And last but not least, let's talk now about some common problems with the screenshot testing. So, yeah, file management, yeah. So by using screenshot testing, our PIs will also push screenshot files, which are around 50 kilobytes. This means that you'll likely reach the JIT storage limits much faster. There are several solutions for this. The most scalable one is probably to have external cloud service for that, where you store those screenshot files. So another one, platform differences. All the libraries are affected by this, Paparazzi, Roborazzi as well. So if you record just screenshots on a Windows machine and your CI verifies the screenshots on a Linux machine, Mac, or whatever, there are going to be differences. So it's going to probably fail. So yeah, one way to solve this is to use tolerance, as we've seen before. But the best solution is actually to record and verify on the same machine, probably on your CI. The problem is that now you have to wait for the CI to have available runners so you can record your screenshots. But it's still the most stable way. Yeah, and last one, for those already using Firebase, you might also want to run a screenshot test on it. Every library, instrumentation-based library, needs a special configuration to integrate it, and it's not documented, so it's a little bit hard, and you end up with trial and error. The good thing is there is already a company that solves all those problems for you that is called a Screenshot Bot. They have also different basic plans, but in the free plan, you already get support for all of this. They actually have a stand here at droidcon Berlin. I think I've seen the guy who is there, yeah, Arnold, at the very end. Yeah, you can come and ask questions to him. So we are at the very end, and I like to put together in a slide all the tools that I've mentioned that can help you have a better experience with the screenshot testing. So thanks for all your attention. Okay, you can take a... Yeah, I saw a lot of people with the phone. All good? Yeah, so thanks for your attention. Yeah. I will share the slides on Twitter as well as on LinkedIn. If you have questions, I think we have a couple of minutes.